Strong gusts left a chaotic forest in Multall, with uprooted trees sprawled across the slopes. Handling this storm-damaged wood requires skill and careful coordination. Crews from hydrogen phosphide Holtz arrive with chainsaws, loaders, and a calm sense of control, turning chaos into order. Every move here carries the weight of experience. There's no room for hesitation. The day opens with operators assessing the slope and windfall direction before cutting. Each trunk is inspected for tension points. One wrong cut and the log could snap back violently. Chainsaws roar through the damp wood, sending fresh pine scent through the air. In forestry like this, the chainsaw isn't just a tool, it's a lifeline. The focus here isn't speed, but safety and accuracy in unstable terrain. Each decision determines not only how the log falls, but also how the worker stays safe. Once segments are marked, workers position themselves strategically, cutting in measured intervals. Logs tumble down with thuds that echo across the valley. Hard not to respect the precision of judgment behind every move. These men know exactly how to release pressure in timber twisted by the storm's force. Their timing isn't about rhythm, it's about survival and control. Every section is planned, every motion counts. The teamwork feels unspoken, built on trust more than words. Next, loaders approach the cleared logs, arranging them into tidy stacks for later transport. The synchronization between operator and machine feels almost instinctive. Forestry loaders like these are built to endure. Their hydraulics withstand constant strain on uneven ground. You notice how seamlessly the loader grips each log without splintering it. The hydraulic clamp tilts, rotates, and sets each piece in perfect alignment. It's physical labor, but also quiet coordination. As daylight fades, what was once a tangled mess now resembles a lumberyard in order. Trucks will later haul the timber away for milling, turning storm damage into usable material once more. The crew ends their shift with a sense of quiet satisfaction, not triumph, but fulfillment. Kind of humbling to realize how much human effort goes into saving what nature leaves behind. Every log here represents both loss and renewal. A single spruce stands tall in the South German forest, thick, heavy, and challenging. The Ponsse H7 rolls in, its hydraulic arms extending with calm purpose. The machine's design allows it to fell large trees efficiently. Combining power and control, you can almost feel the weight of that trunk through the screen. That's serious timber. At the first task, the operator positions the harvester head precisely at the base. The H7 model locks its grip, sensors adjusting to the trunk's diameter before the saw engages. With a swift cut, the spruce falls, 6.1 solid cubic meters of wood, measured without bark. That's nearly a full truckload in one tree. The operator maintains steady coordination, guiding every movement through a joystick with smooth precision. Next comes delimbing and sectioning. The feed rollers pull the trunk through the harvester head, knives slicing off branches, while the saw trims each log to length. Every cut turns raw weight into measured value. It's wild how engineering can turn a single motion into complete efficiency. Each piece is laid down evenly, forming a clean line of timber ready for pickup. In the final stage, the area looks transformed. Where a towering spruce once stood, now lies a neat line of market-ready logs. The operator resets the boom, calm and methodical, ready for the next. Forestry looks effortless until you realize how much judgment guides every move. Didn't expect such grace from something this powerful. Heavy timber trucks wind through the Vosges, carrying loads that test both man and machine. On grades reaching 18%, every climb becomes a balance of traction and control. The Anton Schrenk hauler moves with deliberate confidence, its engine pushing against gravity while keeping the logs steady. Each meter forward shows just how finely tuned these machines are for mountain transport. Before the ascent, the driver checks the load tension and axle pressure to ensure balance. The first action is shifting gears low, letting torque take over. You can feel the strain in the tires gripping the slope. Logs remain perfectly aligned, chained tight to avoid sway. The truck edges up curves that would make most drivers hesitate. Someone said this hill looks like it belongs in a rally track, not far from the truth. Reaching the crest, the descent begins slowly, engine braking doing most of the work. Every descent reminds you that experience isn't about speed, it's about control. What seems routine here is pure mastery over physics and terrain. Each piece of wooden cutlery starts long before it ever touches a table, deep in the selection of solid birch logs chosen for their grain and durability. The factory floor moves with steady coordination, turning raw timber into something precise and functional. It's surprising how much detail goes into an item most people use once and forget. The first task is cutting the logs into uniform blocks, which are then shaped into thin sheets through rotary slicing. The wood is steamed to make it pliable, preventing cracks during shaping. Once cooled, sheets are trimmed to the right thickness, forming the foundation for spoons, forks, and knives. Next comes the stamping stage, where molds press the outlines of each utensil into the sheet. The pressure must be balanced. Too strong, and the wood splits. Too light, and the edges stay rough. Workers monitor every press with quick precision, ensuring each imprint comes out clean. Edges are then smoothed and polished before entering a high-temperature dryer that removes remaining moisture. Each piece passes through inspection and is sorted by type. The result is cutlery that's lightweight, biodegradable, and surprisingly strong for natural wood. Hard not to respect how sustainability can look this sharp. Never thought making disposable forks could feel this intentional. This Africa XE 160 doesn't rush. It moves like it knows exactly what's next. Each movement of its massive arm shows purpose, as it grabs, lifts, and slices through dense logs with unshakable steadiness. The hydraulic system pushes through heavy timber like it's nothing. proving how refined power can be when paired with stability. Every motion seems to echo confidence, like the machine knows exactly what kind of job it was made for. The process opens as the operator positions a thick trunk under the cutting head. A quick clamp locks it in place before the saw moves through the wood with relentless force. That motion alone tells you how much engineering stands behind this beast. Even the vibration through the ground hints at the power running beneath its frame. The machine then shifts the cut pieces aside, preparing for the next log without missing a beat. Next, the XE160 extends its arm to handle longer trunks. The grapple's grip adjusts precisely to the wood's diameter, holding each section firm. Seeing how smoothly it transitions from lifting to cutting feels like pure mechanical confidence. Once complete, the cut timber is neatly stacked, ready for transport. Some logs are enormous, yet the XE160 handles them like nothing. That's a serious display of balance between power and finesse. The operator's control adds a human touch that makes every move count. You can almost imagine the effort behind such synchronization between man and machine. Honestly, that grip strength could rival anything on site. Wouldn't want to be the tree standing in its way. Before turning into sleek plywood cores, these Sengon logs go through a journey that blends craft and precision few notice, but everyone depends on. Stacks of lightweight Albizia logs arrive, ready to be transformed into something far more valuable. Each step carries purpose. Nothing wasted, nothing random. Production opens with sorting and trimming the logs. Workers select straight sections, cutting them into small, uniform blocks. These are then dried to remove moisture, ensuring stability before gluing. That balance between human skill and mechanical consistency keeps the quality steady, even under high demand. The drier the wood, the stronger the bond, and you can sense the efficiency behind this preparation. Next comes the assembly phase. Rows of narrow strips are neatly arranged and glued together to form long core panels. Pressure machines then compress these glued strips into solid bare core boards. Kinda wild how a handful of small pieces can form something this sturdy. This phase defines the strength of the final product. Every aligned strip adds durability. Once pressed, the panels are sanded smooth and checked for flaws. Defective boards are set aside, while quality ones continue toward export readiness. The consistency here really shows how precision engineering and local craftsmanship work hand in hand. Many of these boards are destined for China and Taiwan, where phytosanitary standards require strict inspections. The final step involves quarantine treatment, an essential procedure ensuring the wood meets export health standards. It's amazing how such lightweight timber travels halfway across the world after this careful process. From Sengon forests in central Java to global markets, every board carries the mark of purpose-built efficiency. Thousands of kitchen utensils roll out of PL Wood Factory each week, each one cut from the same steady rhythm of production. Each step reflects control. Raw timber is shaped, refined, and turned into useful tools for the table. Large saws open the workflow, cutting planks into manageable blanks. These pieces are then smoothed by high-speed sanders until the wood surface feels natural to the touch. That smooth finish always says a lot about the factory's quality control. Next comes carving, where rotary cutters shape spoons, bowls, and spatulas. The uniform edges and clean lines show how consistent the process is. Kinda wild seeing wood turn this uniform through pure machinery. Once shaped, every utensil moves through polishing, drying, and coating with food-safe oil to prevent moisture damage. Finally, the finished products are sorted, packed, and stacked for shipment worldwide. Even simple tools look noble when made this precisely. A lathe built to turn 1-meter wide workpieces. That's what the Stratos XL brings. Its 3 HP motor and heavy cast iron base give it both strength and stability. That kind of build makes heavy wood feel manageable under skilled hands. The first action positions the workpiece on the bed, aligning the centers precisely. A quick check ensures the spindle and tailstock cones match perfectly before engagement. Seeing that alignment reinforces how serious this machine is. The next phase involves selecting cutting speed. Belt Stage 1 offers 60 to 1,200 revolutions per minute, Stage 2 100 to 2,200 revolutions per minute, and Stage 3 up to 3,700 revolutions per minute. This range allows turning bowls, spindles, or large workpieces with ease. The operator engages forward or reverse motor mode as needed, and uses the large tool rest for comfort and control. It's surprising how much variation one machine handles. Finally, the Stratos XL lays down a large workpiece, diameter 550 millimeters or more, ready for finishing or hollowing. The optional bed extension expands capacity further. Watching a piece this size rotate steadily gives a clear sense of machine endurance. Every fixture, bearing, and control mechanism reflects a design built for professionals. That combination of scale and control rarely comes in one machine. Operators expect it to perform month after month without compromise. Generations have trusted the feel of real wood in their hands, and this wooden bowl by Camden Rose carries that heritage forward. Crafted from a single block of premium American hardwood, each piece highlights the natural grain that makes no two bowls alike. The smooth curves give it a timeless comfort that fits perfectly into daily life. The shaping stage opens with the hardwood blank mounted on a lathe, turning steadily as the artisan forms the interior. Watching the bowl emerge from spinning wood feels almost meditative. Every curve speaks of patience and skill. Once the bowl's shape is refined, it's sanded to a flawless surface and sealed with 3BE Beautiful Bees natural polish, made entirely from beeswax and botanical oils. You can almost picture how satisfying it must be to see the grain glow under that final coat. Sized from 6 to 17 inches, these bowls are built for both function and tradition, offering a safe, non-toxic choice for families. Handmade quality like this just feels genuine. Wood passes under the planer, and every stroke smooths away its raw texture into clean perfection. That surface clarity tells a story of exact control. The operator's timing matches the feed speed so precisely that no grain resists. Every turn of this CNC machine cuts deeper, faster, and cleaner, built purely for performance. The setup opens with the operator mounting a smooth cylinder, then the tool head glides forward for shaping. Each programmed pass defines curves with exact consistency. That level of repeat accuracy says everything about the engineering behind it. Chips spiral off fast as forms emerge, ending in polished wooden spindles and table legs. Crazy detail for something cut by code alone. This blend of technology and craft keeps woodwork evolving. Steel presses, sanding wheels, and steady hands, all working together to give shape to wooden hangers. Each one must hold weight, maintain shape, and still look refined. Every piece begins with potential, and what follows determines its worth. The journey starts with wood blocks cut precisely in half, ready for shaping. Large milling machines sculpt the curved shoulders that give hangers their familiar contour. Each curve is calculated not just for balance, but for beauty too. Those rotating blades leave nothing to chance. Even a millimeter off could throw the symmetry. Once milled, the wood moves through the tenoning section, where joints are formed to connect hanger parts seamlessly. These interlocking joints make the difference between a hanger that lasts and one that snaps. Operators align every piece by hand before gluing, ensuring no gaps remain. It's wild how something so ordinary demands such fine alignment. Grinding follows, smoothing the hanger surface until it feels silk-like to the touch. The smoother it gets, the more you see the care behind every pass of the grinder. The first round of sanding is mechanical, but final polishing comes from skilled hands before painting. That human touch gives the finish a warmth no machine can replace. Layers of paint or varnish are then applied: white, natural, black, or even metallic silver. The choice of color often depends on where the hanger will end up: hotels, boutiques, or homes. Color inspection happens under bright lamps to check uniform shine. Finally, hangers are graded, packed, and sent out in bulk to retailers and fashion brands worldwide. This final step isn't just packaging, it's the last quality test before the world sees the product. It's funny how much design thought goes into something you barely notice in your closet. How does a block of raw wood transform into flawless furniture parts? Every cut is planned with both structural and aesthetic outcomes in mind. Understanding how grain direction affects each pass can save hours in rework. You can tell the machine's calibration is key. Even a tiny misalignment can throw off the design. Tool wear is constantly monitored to ensure each cut remains sharp and accurate. Material density differences mean operators adjust feeds mid-run, showing the craft behind automation. Operators must continuously monitor feeds and spindle speeds to maintain consistency. The cutting head moves along programmed paths, carving grooves, notches, and contours exactly as intended. Even slight vibrations can affect the final surface, so machines are stabilized carefully. Even subtle variations in grain can influence how the router behaves, demanding attention from the crew. Chips fall away efficiently, leaving behind smooth surfaces for further processing. Some wood species require slight adjustments to feeds and speeds to prevent tear-out end. The router performs intricate cuts that once required multiple tools and setups. Integrating pre-checks with sensor feedback ensures every cut aligns perfectly. The workflow demonstrates how technology can condense processes while maintaining craftsmanship. These cuts now happen in a fraction of the time, without sacrificing precision. Every drilled part is verified against the design plan to prevent assembly issues. NS light adjustments and tooling angles can make a major difference in final fit. The workflow is a testament to how technology and craftsmanship complement each other in modern manufacturing. The synergy between automated precision and expert craftsmanship defines the output's reliability and beauty. The integration of digital design and manual checks is what sets this workflow apart. Unexpected how even routine milling can reveal the artistry behind modern woodworking. Quality assurance isn't just a final step, it's embedded throughout the production chain. This approach guarantees that every component, even repeated hundreds of times, meets the same high standards.